What's up, guys? It's your girl, Lady T, the life coach. I hope everybody's doing well on this Thursday afternoon. I just want to drop a small little nugget on you guys, give you a little advice here, and hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody out there. Today, I just want to talk about, taking responsibility for our own choices and what happens to us in our lives, because a lot of times, guys, we want to blame everybody else for things that happen in our life. But what we don't realize is that every single thing that happens to us in our life is a direct result of our choices that we have made. Every single thing, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, it's a direct result of the choice that we made. We can't blame people for things that happen in our lives that have not been successful, that have, turned out the wrong way, things that we wasn't happy with, people we got with, or it didn't work out, or we wasn't happy with them. We cannot blame anybody else for what happens in our lives. I mean, I'm not talking about kids and stuff like that. I'm saying as we become adults in our lives, and as we, are able to make decisions and, ponder over and think about what it is we need to do and where we need to go and how we should be and how we should act. These things, guys, are our choices. And you got to remember, every single choice is a different timeline. So for whatever choice you make, there's going to be a timeline connected to that choice. That means that timeline is going to be what happens to you from that choice. So we have to be careful about the choices that we make. Sometimes we think something is the right thing to do, and we find out, it wasn't the right thing to do. Let me take these glasses off because I can barely even see you guys. Sometimes we think that, we're making the right choice, and we find out that it's not the right choice. And then we have to suffer consequences, for the choices that we make. We cannot continue to blame other people for the choices that we make. What we can do is we can fix whatever it is that has happened, that has been a direct result, that hasn't been a good result of the choice that we made. We can fix anything. It's not the end of the world. You can always start all over again. I always tell people, it's one day at a time. It's one day at a time. You can't worry about yesterday, the past, and you definitely can't worry about tomorrow because it's not even here. It doesn't even exist. But what exists right now is today. So we have an obligation and we have a right and we have a choice to make the right decisions in our day that we're living in right now, which is today. We don't want to jump ahead and we don't want to go behind. Just make the right choice today. And sometimes we just think it's the right choice and we make those mistakes. We're human. We're going to do that. We're going to make choices that are not in our best interest. We don't know sometimes until we make the choice and then we see what the consequences are for the choice. So that's going to be something that's going to happen. We can't help that. But just remember, every choice we make is a direct result of what the timeline is going to be. What's going to happen in that whole timeline from the choice that you made. But just listen, if you continue to blame people for things that has happened to you or where you're at in your life right now, you will never get ahead. You will never, ever proceed and you'll never go forward. You can't do that. Think about it. It's your decision. So your decisions are made only by you and no one's there to force it on you. So that's why it's imperative that it be the right choice in whatever it is, a job, a relationship, whatever the case may be, in dealing with your health. Anything, all choices are made by us. We can get advice from people, but at the end of the day, even a friend, if they're giving you bad advice, at the end of the day, it's still your choice. So you have to be careful, use good discernment, pray over stuff. Prayer helps things. Prayer changes things. And sometimes you might want to give it to God. Give it to God and see, what kind of answer you'll get from it. And believe me, if you pray, you do get an answer from God. You just have to wait on it, but you'll get an answer if you truly seek God and, and seek the counsel of God. But we can't continue to blame other people because that's not going to help you in getting over it or getting around it or just getting through it. You blaming somebody else will forever keep you bound and in the same situation that you probably are in, have been in for years, because we still won't put the responsibility on ourselves. If you got with that man or that woman and it didn't work out and you feel like you wasted your life and your time, listen, That's okay, because things happen. Sometimes we don't do the right thing, but you can fix it. You can fix it. You can change it. You can do things, to make it better or improve the situation. This is one thing you can do. So it's not the end of the world from the choices that we made, but we have to take responsibility for our actions, for our choices, whatever it is we do in life. We are the spearhead of all of it. It's our life. So no one can come to you and just walk in your shoes and take your path for you and walk in the directions that you choose to go for you and make the decisions that you choose. No one can do that. At the end of the day, the ultimate decision is yours to make. And if you think about it and you pray about it and you seek good counsel, maybe from somebody else who's a mentor or whatever, if you seek good counsel, you might come out doing the right thing. But again, I like to reiterate and drive my points home. You cannot continue to blame other people for the choices that you make. You just cannot do that. It will never, ever, ever be the other person's fault. I don't care if they're the ones who you talk to about it and you decided to take their advice and you did it, whatever it is, or you went there, whatever you got with this person. It will still never be on the other person. It'll still be your choice. So then you will now have to take responsibility for the choice that you made. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's at, guys. You know what? It's not the end of the world. Things can get better. They always do. I'll tell you what, like I said it before, don't live in the past. And don't live for tomorrow, but you can live right now. You can change your situation right now. If you see that stuff is not working out for you, it's clear for you to see that. So if it's not working out for you, you can definitely change the situation. Don't do the same thing over and over and over and expect it's going to change. If you don't like where you're at, if you don't like who you're with, if you don't like the choices that you have made, you can change it. You can change it at the drop of a hat. You can change it. So make that decision. Make another decision, another choice to do something different, to change the situation that you're in right now, to make your situation better. Because you can if you want to. There is no one holding a gun to your head to tell you have to stay where you're at and stay what you're in. You don't have to do that. Again, you have a choice to do that. So make the right choice, guys. Think about what you're going to do before you do it. A lot of times we move on impulse. We don't stop and think about the consequences behind what we're doing. And so then when we get caught up in them, then it's a problem, and then it's everybody else's fault, and then we're angry and we're bitter and we're mad. But then again, who are we supposed to really be mad at? Ourselves. So, just take your time and ponder and think and, don't make hasty decisions. Don't move on impulse. Take your time in thinking about what you want to do with your own life and who you want to be with and where you want to go. Those things take time. Put value on your own life and on your own situation. If you do that, then you will know that it takes time for you to do that. It's not just a quick microwavable thing here. It's not that. It takes consideration on your part. No one else is going to care about your situation better than you. And they're not going to make a better decision than you, because you're the one who ultimately cares most about your own life. So with that being said, guys, don't blame anybody else. You can't. The minute you start to take responsibility and to blame yourself and you don't even have to put the blame game on yourself. The minute you just take responsibility for the choice that you made, that's the moment that you'll start to think about how you're going to change it. At that moment, you're going to say, okay, you know what? This decision was on me. So now let me start taking the steps that I need to take so that I can fix it. That's when you'll change it. But you won't fix it and you won't change it if you continue to say it was the other person's fault. It will never, I don't care. I'm going to say it again. It will never be the other person's fault. Never. It will not be the other person's fault. When you're grown, you're an adult and of a stable mind, and you have the decision to make choices on your own. These things right here, they're your responsibility, and you need to take responsibility. So again, can't blame nobody else. And if you do blame somebody else, that's not going to fix anything, because as long as you do, you're going to stay in the same situation that you've been in. So I hope that this little nugget, I call them, this little knowledge nugget, helps you guys take responsibility, think about your choices before you make them. You know, consider yourself, consider your life, consider everything about you, and consider whether or not it's a good thing to do. You know, is it a good choice? Is it a bad choice? You have to think before you do and act. You have to think about it, because a lot of times when we think about it, other things will come up in our mind and say, wait a minute, you know what? That might not be such a good idea. Maybe I better not go there. This person, there's little red flags here that you know, coming up, and I shouldn't ignore them. So these things, if we take time to think about them, these things, you know, we'll have instincts and we'll have a conscience that will come up in us. It will stir up in us to let us know, you know, that this may not be the right choice that we're making. So remember that, guys. Take consideration for your own life and for your own choices, and don't blame anyone else, so that you can start being productive and purposeful and successful in your own life. All right, guys, this is your girl, Lady T, the life coach, and I hope that this little nugget has been helpful for you guys. Please like, comment, and share. Also, subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate every one of you who have been supporters to me. And I will see you guys on the next video.